this is a sound healing thing, and usually I like to teach some principles of with some leaders, not necessarily religion. And to me, Buddha was the best teacher. He never said he's a god. He never said I'm special. He says I'm just another human being. I got enlightened. You can get enlightened too. It's very simple. Just do some practices, live a good life. Eightfold Path. We'll talk about that. It's very simple. No special practices. No going to churches, mosques, temples, or anything like that. Just can do it by yourself. So I'll talk about his principles. And he's from India, and there are many followers. I think there are more followers of Buddha in the West. Definitely in America, many. But they don't believe they are following a religion. They're following certain way of life. Because I know Dalai Lama has said, my religion, I happen to follow Buddha's teachings, but my religion is love. That is what he said. So my religion is also love, because that's what Buddha taught. Love yourself, love everybody. So we will start with some sound healing. Then we'll take a little break. We'll talk about some teachings of the Buddha and what I plan to do over the next 6 months or so is talk about Buddha's teachings, the Noble Eightfold Path, mindfulness of body, mind, feelings, and dhammas, and the Eightfold Path, right living, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right thought, right plans, right mindfulness. This is where yoga and meditation come, and right samadhi. This is where concentration comes. That is very simple things. Anybody can do it. You can, if you want to belong to one religion, more than one religion, no religion, it doesn't matter. These are very simple principles of life. So if you want to, one of his main teachings were basically the same as yoga, but he took it a higher level, much further. And he has published, he has had 80,000, not 1, 2, 3, 80,000 suttas on how to live, how to behave, how to talk, how to this, how to that. And sometimes it's why it is 80,000, it is repeated different times. He would talk to one group of people in Benares, Varanasi, another group in somewhere in the Ganges, somewhere in Nepal, somewhere in Bihar. So different people would ask different questions, and then he would tailor the answer to those people. And he had a cousin, his name was Ananda. Ananda would listen to everything. Ananda had an amazing memory. He listened to everything he said and then repeated it to several other followers of his. And for 400 or 500 years, that's all they did, word of mouth, all 80,000 lectures. And then once they got a script, Devanagari script, at that time the language had changed. It was Prakrit, it was even before Sanskrit. Then Sanskrit came up with the yogis, and Pali came up with the Buddhists. So it was written in the Pali language, mainly in Sri Lanka. By that time, the Buddhism as a practice was not so strong. At one time, during the reign of King Ashoka, it was very strong. But anyway, so if we take a deep breath, because essentially one of his teachings was to breathe. Take a deep breath and breathe out longer than you breathe in. So there's a long breath or a short breath. Short breath could be this. Usually we have short breaths if we are in a hurry, someone is bothering us, we want to cross the road fast before the traffic comes, then we are doing short breaths. Our thoughts are worried, we are doing short breaths. Our thoughts are relaxed, we are doing long breaths. But whatever we do, if we count, we can just breathe and count after that, or we can count and breathe. So if it is a long breath, try to make it about 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhalation, wait for a little while, and exhalation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make your exhalation a little longer than inhalation. And if it happens to be short breath, it would probably be inhalation of 1, 2, 3, exhalation 1, 2, 3, 4. So do whatever you like. Long breath, short breath, mix it up, but focus on the breath because that's part of the body, keeping the mind on the body. So with that, if you want to close your eyes, fine. Don't want to close your eyes, fine. Want to sit in a relaxed pose, fine. So let me show you the bowls. I got a different setup here. So this is one semi-large bowl. This is one little larger bowl. This is one medium-sized bowl. And this is one smaller bowl. So if you close your eyes and we will start, we will do this for about 5 minutes. Then we'll talk about Buddha's teaching and we'll go back to sound healing.
Recording in progress.
You can take a breath and after the breath decide, was it long? Was it short? Or in advance you can say, I'm going to take a long breath. I'm going to take a short breath. Whatever way, both of them are valid. So feel these vibrations growing into your ears and to the brain. They also come to the body because body has receptors. There's a vagus nerve that goes through every part of the body. It picks up the sound, brings it to the ears, and then go to the brain. So it gets all these messages of sound. And feel the relaxation. Just feel the relaxation. And remember, out breath should be 1 or 2 counts longer than the in breath. Exhalation longer than inhalation. When you inhale, you get oxygen, and oxygen energizes the body. When you exhale, you have more carbon dioxide in the body, and carbon dioxide relaxes the body. Both are needed. Balance is needed. Just keep all thoughts out of your mind if possible. But if you get distracted and you think about your son-in-law, daughter-in-law, landlord, government, politics, fine. Drop that thought and come back to your breath. Focus on your breath. Long breath, short breath. So we are focusing on two things. One is the breath, slowly coming in and out, whether it's a long breath or a short breath. And also we are aware of the sound coming through our ears and parts of the body. The whole body is receiving it and bringing calmness, bringing balance to all the cells of the body, all the organs, the bones, the outside skin, the inside, whatever organs, bringing balance and calmness. This is like the heartbeat. If you happen to be distracted, that's okay. Don't get angry with yourself. Just come back to the breath and focus on the sound. Our body sometimes, the organs, the skin, the cells go out of balance. And these sound waves, they have the full range. So the out of balance cells or organs or tissues can pick up these vibrations and get back to harmony. So if all the cells are in harmony, the bones become in harmony, the tissues come in harmony, the organs, the brain comes in harmony, and we live a more peaceful, balanced life. That was the basic teaching of Buddha, to be peaceful and happy. Okay, so let's take a short break and I will talk a little bit. I don't want to give a big sermon, just a little bit about Buddha's teaching. And he did a lot of things. He talked about the Noble Eightfold Path, about how life is uncomfortable. He said dukkha, I use that word. Dukkha is a very strong word. But life is uncomfortable. But you can make it peaceful through following certain ways of life, certain principles. So I did not know a lot about this. I just thought, oh, Buddha is good. But then someone told me to read this book by Anna Layo. The Germans have done a lot more work on Buddhism than any other group of people. Some Britishers too, and some other French people. But this guy is a German. And as a young guy, he got interested in Buddhism. He came to India, spent some time in India, in Thailand, and then he got a PhD in Buddha's teaching. Then he learned Prakrit, which is the oldest language even before, according to some people, even before Sanskrit. Then after that, Sanskrit came up, and then Pali. So most of the writings were done 400 years to 500 years after the Buddha passed away. But it was all word of mouth. Then the word of mouth got translated, and there are volumes and volumes and volumes of his teachings. He was enlightened, and any of us, number of people are enlightened today. I am not. But we can become enlightened by following the right path, and then that is such a peaceful state. You can get joy through pleasure of the senses, five senses, eating, tasting, looking, feeling. But the joy that the Buddha was talking about, and some ancient yogis also talked about, but he was talking about, is a joy that is beyond just the senses. It is purely internal bliss. And you can feel that. Then you have no fear of anything, no fear of death. When you're born, if you believe in rebirth, fine. If you don't believe in rebirth, fine, but you live a peaceful life. So this guy, Analayo, he came to Sri Lanka. He learned all the ancient scripts. Most of the people have forgotten that. He actually read the ancient scripts. He learned Chinese. He learned Pali, and he learned some Sri Lankan. So he knows all of this, and he did some research, and I was amazed. I didn't know there was so much of literature by the Buddha. So, we talk about breathing, mindfulness of breathing. I thought all it is just breath, breath, breath. There's a lot of things. Actually, there are 4 different, what they call satipatthana, meditation techniques. Meditation on the body, of which breath is part of it. Meditation on feelings. Feelings are very, very, very important. And I think the Buddha was only one of them who emphasized feelings, because feelings can make us happy, can make us sad. Feelings. So there's body, there's feelings, then there's a mind. And after that, there's the principles like dhammas. He calls it dhammas, the very broad word. Dhammas are things like, in life, everything is temporary. Anicca, the word is anicca, it's a Pali word. In anicca means changing, constantly changing. Our cells, we got trillions of cells, they're constantly changing. They come to life, live for a short while, do what their function is, gone. Our organs come to life, they're constantly changing, they're never the same. Our brain is constantly changing. Our thoughts, constantly changing. Everything in this world is changing. Nothing is stable. So that is one of the principles. Anicca, anatta says there is no permanent soul. We have a soul, but it's also changing as it goes through life. Anicca, anatta, and dukkha. That's just part of life. So you overcome the dukkha by practicing Buddha's teachings. And some of it is based on the ancient yogic teaching, Vedic teaching, but he advanced it a lot more. He brought love, he brought forgiveness, love yourself, love everybody. He added some things more to what they had and advanced that thought and how to live peacefully, how to love yourself and love your neighbors. So this was written by Analayo. He's still alive. He's a full-time monastic, a monk, and he's in California right now. He's doing research there. Sorry, he's in Massachusetts. I attended, I was lucky, I attended one of his talks in person. Very simple man, very simple. Okay, with that we'll get back to sound healing. So if you want to close your eyes, whatever makes you comfortable, you can. And focus on the sound. Remember, take a short breath or a long breath. And make sure your exhalation is 2 counts longer than the inhalation, whether it's a short breath or long breath. Make the exhalation, out breath, 2 counts, however fast you count or however slow, make it longer than the in breath. Okay, if you want to go back into your mode of relaxing, just focus on the breath if possible and focus on the sound. You'll have less chance of distraction. Okay, for the next minute or so, let's gradually focus on our breath. If the sound comes through, focus on the sound. And in a minute or so, let's, gradually open our eyes, stretch your fingers, stretch your arms, and come back to the session. If not, thank you for attending. So everyone, please come back. And hopefully you had a good session. Hopefully we'll meet again